kids, it's Maryann. Welcome to Full Steam Ahead. Today we're going to be talking about balloons. That's why I've called this session Fun with Balloons. The very first latex balloon was born way back in 1824. A college professor named Michael Faraday was doing experiments with air and gases, and he needed a container to put them in. So he took 2 sheets of something called latex. It's the sap from the rubber tree plant. He covered the 2 surfaces of latex with flour in the middle, baking flour. Then he pressed the sticky edges together, leaving a hole. That way he could fill it with liquids, gases, vapors, and study them. He wasn't really out to make something to entertain us. He was just trying to do his research. Now that's 1824. Within a year, in 1825, an inventor and manufacturer named Thomas Hancock took that idea and decided to manufacture and make them into a toy, a balloon for celebrating, the way we use balloons now. But he didn't have the technique that we have today for making balloons. Instead, he sold do-it-yourself balloons, which was a little straw and a little blob of latex plastic. Kind of like when we do slime, it's like that. And he sold it, and you would take the ball, put the little straw in, and then you would seal it. You would pinch it closed. So it made kind of a ball, kind of a balloon. But that was the first way they sold balloons. Do it yourself. Well, it took another 70 years before they had the factories set up that they could make latex balloons by the thousands. And they still use the same techniques they used then. In fact, if you want to see how a factory actually makes the balloon, you can just go onto YouTube, type in how a balloon is made. There are at least 4 or 5 hits you're going to get right away. One of them I noticed was filmed in England. One I noticed was filmed in India, and that one's actually in a different language, but you can still see the pictures. And one was filmed in the United States. They're about 5 to 10 minutes long, and they're really fun. It's fun to watch how the factory goes from just this giant vat of latex to all these balloons we have now. So the rubber tree plant in the rainforest gives us this latex, kind of like our maple trees give us sap for making maple syrup, right? Let's take a look what's in our bag. We've got balloons. We've got 2 paper plates. We've got 2 craft sticks. They're kind of big. Straw. String. A penny. And a hex nut. Now, what are we going to do with all these things? First, let's start with a balloon. I love blowing up balloons. Makes me a little dizzy sometimes, but it's a lot of fun. And I don't need my glasses for this anymore. Okay, so first we'll start by blowing up a balloon. I'm not going to tie it yet because I want to do some things with it first. First, what kind of sounds does a balloon make? It can make this kind of sound. Tristan, I know you're at home thinking it's a funny sound. We talked about this. It is a funny sound. Let's do it again. Oh my goodness. But we can make a sound that's louder and sharper. That is air going through and being cut off and let through. Cut off and let through. And that's kind of how our vocal cords work too. They're elasticy kind of shapes like this in the back of our throat that let air in and through, and the vibrations Luckily, it doesn't sound like that when we talk, though. Another sound. Oh, I've been making that sound a lot this week, getting ready. Not quite as bad as nails on a chalkboard, but definitely not a fun noise. Okay, we can make another noise. I'm going to take a penny. You can do this too with me if you want, or you can do it later. And I'm just sticking the penny inside the balloon. Okay, now time to blow it up again. You're going to see me blowing up a lot of balloons today. Okay, now let's see what kind of sound we can make. Doesn't really sound like much of anything. I can make it drum a little bit, but if I go round and round, pretty quiet. Now, well, I can't get that penny out, so I'm going to take another balloon. Same kind. That's how you do an experiment. You use the same product, so that the only thing that's going to be different is what I'm putting in it. Putting this hex nut. You have a hex nut in your bag. Put that inside. See, that's why they're blowing. Now we'll do the same thing. What? Oh, sounds like a motor. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The reason they make different sounds is because the penny has smooth edges, so it's just going smoothly around. Where the hex nut, each one of those sides is an edge that is hitting the plastic of the balloon, and the friction is making that noise. All right, what else can we do with balloons? Well, something I like to play with the one with the hex nut in it. It doesn't matter. Do you need help tying your balloon? Sometimes you need help tying a balloon. When you do, go get a grown-up, let them tie it for you. In the meantime, let me tell you what we're going to do. These are for a game. 2 little paper plates. What are you going to do with them? First off, if you want, color them, paint them, use magic markers, crayons, whatever. Make a design, make some words. This is going to attach to it like a lollipop and make a paddle. Do you see where we're going with this? We're going to make 2 paddles in case you want to play with a friend or a sibling. If you want to play by yourself, you can just use 1 paddle. Or you could use 2. That's kind of tricky. Okay. So you have your 2 paddles and a balloon. What are you going to do? I know what I would do. I would take a balloon and my paddle, and I would play. Now, I might be kind of tired and just want to play like this, but what if I was playing against somebody? Ha! Have you ever played tennis or badminton or volleyball? Very similar. But luckily, with this game, you can play by yourself if you're the only one around. What else can we do with balloons? We can see how far they go. Now I'm going to hold this from the bottom, point it up to the ceiling. Let's see what happens when I let it go. crazy balloon. It went straight up for a while, and then it kind of circled around and came down. I call it crazy balloon. But, balloon back. Reuse my balloon. Okay, that time I was holding it like this. What if I hold it like this? Where do you think it's going to go? The air is going to pop out here. The pressure is going to push that way. If it's pushing off, what direction the balloon is going to go in is a mystery. Let's see. I have a feeling I know. Let's see if we're right. Well, it started in the direction I thought it would. I was holding it with the stem up, so the air was going to push out the top, so I thought for sure it was going to go down. And it did go down for a minute, and then it kind of went crazy again. Crazy balloons. It's a game. I like to play it. Now, what if we were to give this balloon a direction to go in? Instead of crazy ballooning around the room, we used the force of that air coming out to move it where we wanted to move it. Let's find out. So, I have set up the string like you have in your packet. You have a long, long string. You need to put it between two even places. So if you have a room that you have two even places, a wall to wall, or you could take the back of a chair and the back of another chair. However you can get this stretched out between two places and tape to the wall. You take the straw and the string and you thread it. You thread the string through the straw. Then you tape it up. I've taped it here between this puppet theater and the wall by the back door. I've got my straw on it. Now, to attach the balloon to the straw, all you need is tape, and that's the thing that was not in your packet that you need today, was tape. We taped the paddles, and now we're going to tape a balloon. But it's actually easier to put the tape on the straw. You see how the tape is on the straw? And you can see the rope is skinny enough that the straw can go back and forth on it. If you had a really fat rope or a really thin straw and it didn't move this easily, this wouldn't work so well. So here we go. You don't want to tie this one. This one, you want to let the air go in a direction, and if we just let it go like this, it'll go crazy. So that's why we tape it to the straw. It's taped to the straw, and the thrust from that pressure of air whooshing out is only going to be going in one direction, and that means the balloon is only going to be going in one direction. You ready? Here we go. You want to see that again? That was kind of fast. Wow, that sure went fast, didn't it? I'm going to be doing that over and over again today. I think that's a lot of fun. I might also try putting one end of the string up high and doing it, and then one end of the string down low and doing it, and see if that changes how fast or how far it can go. That might be fun. So I'm going to be making obnoxious sounds today. I'm going to be paddling the balloons, playing a game by myself at lunchtime, or maybe I can get a friend to do it with me. And now I want to leave you with a poem. It's by Shel Silverstein. He's a really great poet. And he wrote a poem quite a while ago called 8 Balloons. Are you ready? 8 balloons no one was buying, all broke loose one afternoon. 8 balloons with strings a-flying, free to do what they wanted to. One flew up to the sun. Ooh! One thought highways might be fun. Meep, meep. One took a nap on a cactus pile. Shh. One stayed to play with a careless child. One tried to sneak up on some bacon frying. One fell in love with a porcupine. Oh, my darling, I love you. One looked too close in a crocodile's mouth. And one sat around till his air ran out. 8 balloons no one was buying. They all broke loose and away they flew. Free to float, free to fly, and free to pop the way they wanted to. It was great hanging out with you this week. Next week we're going to be learning about popcorn, and I'll see you then. Bye guys.